Hello and welcome to another episode of the Electric Norwegian. I'm Mats and this is Robert.
Hello.
So today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. Or maybe we have covered it before, I honestly can't remember. I hope you enjoyed the traveling blog. Now we've had about, I think it's around 8 years now since the Leaf came out and the S. So let's round it up and say we've had 10 years now electric cars for the masses, and before that we had the Norwegian Think. And you are starting to get a market for second-hand EVs. There is a big variation in the market now. It's not just tiny city cars anymore.
Yeah, they're out. That's fun to see.
And the prices are dropping. Yes, because new technology has been, particularly in the last 2 years.
2-3 years, I would say.
The 5 best buys you can do now on the used TV, on the used market.
Yeah. And I don't think the list is very different between us two.
Maybe not, we'll see.
Yeah.
Where do I want you to start?
We can start with the 5th place. And we can start with your 5th place.
Okay, I was hoping you would start this one off. Thinking I'm putting the Leaf on 5th place. Surprisingly not, because it is one of the cheaper cars out there, but this, I don't know, I just never really liked it, but it is sort of...
You're thinking about the old Leafs, right?
Yes, the 24 kilowatt hours. Yeah. I'm torn on this one because I run a ENV200 on the same architecture at my job, and if you work within its limits, it's a perfectly decent way to travel about. But there is better alternatives out there, to be perfectly honest, that are better to drive.
In my 5th place, I don't have the Nissan Leaf. I have the Renault Zoe.
Aha!
And that don't have CCS.
It doesn't actually. It has a very clever onboard charger, but it doesn't do CCS.
Oh. But I find it very affordable. It's a comfortable French car. And it has a decent range.
It does have a decent range, and it's a better drive than the Leaf as well.
Yeah. So Renault Zoe is my 5th place. So shall we go to 4th place?
Okay. Put the i3 on the 4th place, actually.
Well, before you say why you have the i3, I can say that I agree.
Okay.
I have also the i3 on 4th place.
Simply because it's a great, it's an engineering exercise, it's fantastic. But as a car, it's very spacious, very nice to drive. It has been upgraded over the years, so you can get different ranges. I mean, it's a great place to be, and it's a good drive. And yeah, I think they did so much right with it in the first place, and it's so sad it's been sort of neglected in a way. Yeah. And it's a good buy if you just need a car to drive. It isn't the biggest car, but it is better than a lot of its competitors on the same size.
We have this guy in the border in the Electric EV Association. He drove his i3 this summer. What was it? As much as us?
Oh, more, I think.
I think it was more. He has this old i3, so...
Well, it's 2 years old, so it's one of the new ones, range-wise.
Yeah. But, yeah.
It can do long distances.
Yeah. It has the CCS that you said, both the Leaf and the Zoe misses.
Yeah, and I think it also has a pretty decent charge curve.
Yeah.
Which we all know is very, very important. There's no reason having a...
Talking about here it comes.
Yeah, that's an i3, yeah.
Shall we go to third place?
Yes. You can start that one.
Shall I start?
Yes.
Okay. In third place, I have an old friend of us.
Uh-huh.
Your first electric car.
Aha.
The Kia Soul EV.
Ah, the first Japanese Kia Soul. Very nice.
I felt it was a very nice car. It was it's not the most spacious car, but it's a very fun car. I think.
Decently quiet too.
Yeah, it's quiet and it has some okay range.
Mm-hmm.
You can drive from here to Trondheim with it. You just use a little bit time, but you can. Yeah.
And it isn't out with that Kia kind of black magic, and it doesn't use that much energy.
No. So yeah, that black magic is the reason I have put it on third place. What's your third place?
I'm actually torn on my third place. Not. I would put the Chevrolet Bolt, Opel Ampera on third place.
Okay.
Partly because we were just behind one, so I remembered it, but mostly because I was actually surprised by it. I really like that car a lot. It's bigger than the i3 and the Soul and the Zoe and the Nissan, so it's roomy. It's still a compact construction, so it's relatively tall. It has a very, very decent range. I think better range than all the others. I don't have the used prices in my head now. It's not among the cheapest.
No.
But it's a very, very good buy. It's just a very good car. Yes, the interior is a bit plasticky, but you know, so it's a Nissan. And no one's shooting that one down. The charge time on it that's its biggest weakness.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I struggle to find fault with it. Really, I do.
Yeah. So you think the Ampera E Bolt EV is third place for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shall I come with my second place?
Yeah, what's your third place? Oh yeah, sorry, yes.
I had Kia Soul on my third place.
Do come with your second place.
Because my second place is the Opel Ampera E.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Was that a little surprise?
Yes, actually.
No, because you said in your why you choose it, I totally agree. Only setback it has is the charging. It's a very good car. It has a decent range. It's spacious.
Ride's good.
Yeah, it's ride's good. So yeah, that's the reason I've put it on the second place. Maybe it's today's biggest shock, but yeah, I like to be a little bit different. Yeah. What's your second place?
The Ioniq. Very simply because you can't talk about used TVs and not talk about the Ioniq. The Ioniq, the first gen, mind you. Yes, it doesn't have an app, and that's probably its biggest loss. But it charges faster and more consistently than anything else in its class. At least it did until very recently. It's a good car to drive. It's a great car to spend time in. It's very well equipped. The range isn't the biggest, but it makes up for that by having that relentlessly, relatively quick charge time. And it is spacious. It's just a very competent piece of machinery.
I totally agree.
And it is one of the best used buys out there. Just really end up.
Yeah. No discussion.
And then in its price range, I think you struggle to get, unless you have a very, very big dog or something, struggle to get around that. So, the top done.
My first place?
Yeah.
Shall we get a drum roll? It's the Hyundai Ioniq.
As I wondered where you'd put that.
And you said it so well. Why? It's the car is in fact brilliant, and I don't mind the lack of app. To have the app for this car is very convenient, but it's not what decides what car I will get. The price, the range, the consumption, and the ride. That's more of the values that I look on when I see a used EV car. That's also why the Hyundai Ioniq gets the first place for me. Now we will maybe wonder, where is the Model 3? Yeah, the Model 3 is a very good car, but I think it's a little bit too new.
Okay, that's decent enough.
Yeah. So if you had made this video in 2 years, maybe in 2 years it could fought of the first place with the Ioniq.
There are different price ranges entirely, so you can't really compare them.
No. So yeah, what's your first place?
I was considering the 3, but I was thinking, you know what? I know it's been out for 3 years in America, so it's kind of not new over there. But still, I'm going to go for the Tesla Model S, because you can get them now in a dozen different types and configurations and batteries, and they're relatively old, some of them, so they've fallen a lot in price. And the price to, even though you have some degradation on a few of them, the price to range ratio and the supercharger network and all of that are simply just brilliant, and they're incredibly spacious. They're very good to ride, particularly the newer ones from 16 and onwards. They're not as noisy as the first ones were. I know they've nerfed a few of the 85 packs, and that's a sad thing, and I understand people are angry, but as a whole, the Model S has now reached a point where it is one of the best buys out there, if of course it's taken well care of, but that applies to every used car. And with the charge network you can go basically anywhere, much simpler and easier than you can with any of the other cars we have mentioned. There you have it. The Tesla and the Ioniq gets it. So, what's your top 5 or favorite used car, and why?
And what do you think about our lists?
Yeah.
Are we totally on the out bicycling, or what?
We're probably not on the same planet. So do tell us in the comments, and I hope you liked the video. Share it, comment, like, and all that normal jazz, and we will see you in the next one. Be safe out there.
Be safe.
Bye bye.